Welcome to the Musicians Creating Prosperity podcast, where you'll discover business, mindset, and leadership strategies to put your music business on autopilot. I'm your host, Dr. Fabiana Claure, pianist and former university professor turned seven-figure entrepreneur dedicated to empowering artists worldwide. Whether you're a seasoned musician or other creative entrepreneur, this podcast is your guide to financial, artistic, and lifestyle freedom. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to the Musicians Creating Prosperity podcast. Today we're diving into the role of mentorship in your music business success. This is something that is very near and dear to my heart because obviously as a mentor myself, I never realized when I started being a musician, when I embarked in becoming a professional musician, that one day I would be drawing from my experience, not only as a performing artist, but also as a music educator, and finally now into a business strategist for musicians, how crucial the role of mentorship has been as part of every stage of my life. And I want to share with you some stories and some ideas in how you too can start seeing the role of mentorship in your life. And potentially for those of you who are mentors yourself, educators, if you are working with your own clients and students, how to perhaps reconcile the role of mentorship in your life and in your business so that you can learn to embrace all the benefits that you can receive, not only from your own ability to be mentored, but also from embracing the role of being a mentor for others. So let's talk about mentorship and why it is not only something that can help you become a more successful musician. This is not foreign to musicians. We have all grown up, being surrounded by mentors and having people who are at a different stage in their musical development. Our professors, our guides, our idols, people that we've surrounded ourselves with, guide us in becoming great musicians. The role of mentorship in the process of becoming an artist is not unknown. It's not foreign. It's actually very, very much part of every single musician that grows up and becomes, a musician. You understand the value of having someone outside of your center to be able to give you that additional perspective. So when it comes to becoming a musician, mentorship is very much related to every single step of the way. And so when it comes to then building your business, though, I find that this idea of mentorship is something that sometimes can actually feel foreign, and that many musicians think they don't need it or they just want to try it on their own, and that, they just want to prove to themselves that they can figure it out, and kind of discard that potential benefit that you can get from having mentors in your life. And even though I am all for autonomy and empowerment and helping musicians feel capable, I'm also here to share with you how valuable it could be for you to start becoming guided and having someone mentor you in the process of building your business, just like you did in the process of being a musician. So let's talk about what mentorship can do for you and why it's such a powerful catalyst to expand your time capacity. You see, one of the things that I have found to be the critical benefit of being mentored by someone is that it saves you time. I think musicians, we can be very scrappy and gritty and capable and curious when it comes to figuring things on our own. And I think there's a certain element of pride that comes along with this resourcefulness of being able to figure things out and to kind of feeling that dopamine hit that you did it, you learned it, you achieved this challenging thing, you conquered this task, and now you can move on to something else. I understand that. That's what we've done growing through being a musician and learning to become masterful in our crafts. But the idea that mentorship can save you time is something that I don't think is connected enough. And I want this episode to be that opportunity to awaken to you how not just getting the shortcuts, getting the faster paths, but actually when you have mentors around yourself, when you are willing to open your ideas and allow yourself to be guided by others, not only in your musical development, but also in your business and frankly, in any other area of your life, when you understand how to surround yourself by people who have done what you are doing, you are now entering the actions and the mindset of people who actually succeed in life. Even presidents have mentors. Even amazing superstar athletes have mentors. And people that you would think they've got it figured out, they're always looking for someone to give them that outside perspective. The way I see mentorship is basically you not being inside the bottle and trying to read the label outside. When you're inside a bottle trying to read the label outside, chances are it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to get that perspective of what you can do to do things better, to expedite your path to success. And so in the process of being a musician, mentorship is something that is not only going to help you become better at your craft, but also looking for mentorship and embracing the role of being a mentor to others as an organic, natural, inherent process of evolution, right? I want to invite you to perhaps, if you've never really considered the role of a mentor in your business, maybe you've considered it in your musical development, but not in your business or not in the overall life that you're in, towards your parenting, towards your health, towards your business. The idea that someone can give you a shortcut and that even though you could potentially figure it out, why would you want to spend more time and really pay the opportunity cost of trial and error when you could easily just have people give you the shortcuts and the knowledge that can give you your time back? And the most important thing I want you to realize is that when you have a mentor, yes, you're getting the information. Yes, you're getting the accountability. Yes, you're getting the shortcuts. But most importantly, what you are actually getting more than everything I just mentioned is you're winning your time back. That's what you're getting. You're getting your time to be able to reallocate it to more important things or to things that you may have left on the sidelines because you were so busy trying to figure things out. And when you realize that mentorship can be your gateway to winning your time back and not having to throw spaghetti at the wall and hoping to see what sticks, but instead just getting the answers that you need to reach your goals, mentorship can actually be an incredible accelerator for the path to success, whether this is around your business again or any other area of your life. Why would you want to just try to do things on your own when there's a path that's already been taken by others, right? And so I want to encourage you to maybe open your mind to the idea, what if the problems you've been challenged with in your business up until this point and the way you've been trying to solve those problems were emphasized by the wrong approach? We're looking at it from the different angle, from an angle that is not the way you need to see things. What if you could surround yourself by mentorship and find people who have done what you're trying to do and ask questions about how they were able to do it? What did it take? Even put yourself in the mindset of the people that could mentor you. You see, one of the things that I've really surrounded myself with, having mentors in my life throughout the entire journey of being an entrepreneur. Obviously, as a musician, I surrounded myself by amazing piano mentors who helped me become a concert pianist and going through many, many different places of education. I lived in Bolivia, I lived in Cuba, I lived in the United States. And all throughout my journey, I always had mentors, teachers, right? Educators who were guiding me on improving my musicianship skills. But now, outside of that, ever since I started building my first business back in 2010, when I was finishing my doctorate degree in music, I surrounded myself by business mentors who were opening my eyes to what was possible for me as a musician. And every single step of the way, I didn't just learn the skills that they gave me, but I adopted a new mindset. I started looking at life differently. I started embracing the potential that I didn't know existed until I had that exposure to mentorship. And one of the greatest things that you get when you surround yourself by the right mentorship and you're savvy and diligent enough to make sure that the people you receive mentorship from are actually paving the way for what you want to do or have already done that, is that you actually change your perspective around what's even possible. When you don't have outside references and you don't have mentors that can guide you and show you shortcuts and expedite your path, it's so easy to just lower your bar and settle in your life for what you think you can accomplish because that is your only point of reference. And I think that is the biggest benefit that you get when you are willing to learn new things and surround yourself by people who have done already what you're trying to do, is that you start learning how to think differently, right? You're not just taking action on new information. You're actually transforming your way of seeing the world. And every step of the way, every mentor that you have in your life will impact your perspective on what is possible. And when you change your perspective on what is possible, you can now influence those around you to change their perspectives too. Isn't that beautiful? It becomes a ripple effect of impact. The more you are on a continuous path of growth and evolution and expansion, expanding your mindset, the more you can now transfer that to those around you, whether it's your family, whether it's your students, whether it's the people that mean most for you in your life or in your inner circle. People will be inspired to follow your lead by when they see you create change in yourself. They will not simply follow the things you say. People will be inspired by what you do and who you are. And so what I want you to take away from this idea of embracing mentorship in every step of what you're doing in your music business and in your life, not just in your musical development, but also in your business development, in your personal development, in your health development, in your relationships development. When you have mentors who are doing what you want to do, give you the shortcuts, you are giving yourself grace. You are loving yourself in a way that is telling yourself, I deserve to be supported. I don't have to make things harder. I have nothing to prove. When you realize that you are worthy, whether or not you are being given the shortcuts, and you no longer need that sense of having hustled your way to success to feel validation. I think one of the things that causes many musicians to hustle their way through life and try to grow their businesses the hard way instead of the smart way, again, is this feeling of like, I did it. I accomplished this thing and I achieved so much and I went through so much pain, but I overcame that pain and now I'm on the other side. And what if you didn't need to feel validation from having dealt with so much on your own and having overcome all this pain and sorrow and suffering and time delay? And what if instead you could prove to yourself that you are worthy and say yes to yourself to allow yourself to be given the shortcuts and not feel that there's cheating involved? I think in our society, we've associated this idea of the fast track, the shortcuts. You're just cheating your way through success. And in a way, when we refer to, you're getting the easy route, you're taking the easy route, there's a negative connotation with that. You know what I mean? I think society has stigmatized shortcuts to a certain extent. It's vilified taking the easy route. It sounds like you're cheating. And so for many people, I think this has created a subconscious belief that if you do take shortcuts, if you do get help, if someone gives you the answer to something you're trying to achieve, it's not as valuable as if you figured it out yourself, right? Let me know if you're listening to this, if you're starting to recognize maybe those patterns in your own voices, in your own thoughts. Maybe you've told yourself, no, I need to figure this out so I can celebrate the victory on the other end. Well, I'm here to tell you that the more you want to succeed in life, the more you need to start thinking like people who succeed, and those who create amazing things go at it the smart way. They understand the value of mentorship and decide that they don't have to prove to anyone that they're worthy. They consider themselves worthy enough to be supported. Not because they're incapable of doing things on their own, but because they're choosing to be guided and to take an easier path, a quicker path, because they value their time more than they do whatever it is they're holding on to, whether it's mindset, limiting beliefs, their money, their resources. No. People who create amazing things and build wealth and prosperity are people who value their time above all else. Because you know what? Time is the one thing you cannot ever get back. Time is the one finite resource that once you lose it, that's it. You cannot bring back your time. So I want to encourage you, if there's any area of your life right now where you have been wanting, maybe thinking about bringing mentorship and having people guide you into taking that next step in your business or in any other area of your life, and perhaps you've been stopping yourself from saying yes, from doing that, from reaching out for help, because you've wanted to prove to you that you can do it on your own, that you are worthy, that you can figure it out. I'm hoping that this episode will expand your perspective around you not needing to prove to anyone or to yourself that you're scrappy enough, that you're gritty enough, and instead being able to say, actually, you're going to embrace the action takings of people who succeed, and you're going to find the shortcuts, and you are going to celebrate the easy way. Let's celebrate finding an easier way and not see it as something negative. Let's change the narrative around shortcuts, and let's embrace the role of mentorship, surrounding yourself by those who have already achieved what you are trying to achieve, and allowing yourself to be guided in that next level of growth. Okay? Let me know how this episode lands on you, and I'm hoping that you're feeling excited, and I cannot wait to hear what your takeaways are. As always, I would love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to me or leave us a review as well in this podcast. And I would love to know how we can continue supporting you. If you have any special requests or anything else you would like for me to talk about, I would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And let's prosper together.